Hey guys, what's going on? Okay, so we are out here at the range, and the guy that owns this property has done a fantastic job of taking care of this place. Okay, so big shout out to that guy. If he ever watches my videos, thank you so much because you make this possible. Okay, so what we're doing, since the last thing he did since we've been here is he cleared out the whole range. I don't know if you can tell from the videos before and the videos now. It is so smooth now. It's been all mulched. And also behind us, we're gonna go up and see he cut a longer lane. Okay, so one long lane that goes out to about I think it's 284 yards. Okay, so it's not quite 300 yards, but hey, right here we're at max we could get was 125 out to the steel. And I don't know how well you can see that in here. It's gonna be the one that's right there. I think that's the steel target. That's what we're gonna be shooting at. Okay, with the Mk12 we have out today. I haven't shot this guy in a little while. And I'm just going to go off, make sure everything's zeroed out on the knobs. We're going to shoot some Freedom Munitions 77 grain stuff, the remanufactured line. My daughter thinks these are her bullets because they're pink, but that's fine with me. If she wants to grow up and shoot guns, I'll get her pink bullets if that's what it takes. But anyway, I digress. We are going to shoot these, and this is cold bore shots. We're going to take a shot from here. We're going to put a group on paper, okay, just to see what she's grouping at, and then we're going to shoot the steel. We're going to move back to 200 yards because I think there's right a spot at 200 yards that I can lay down and get a good shot, and then we'll move back to the furthest range, 280 yards, and we'll see if we can get single shot hits using the turret, because the turret on here, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the turret these are adjustable for whatever your range is. You just dial this to the 2 or the 3 or the whatever. I think it goes up to 800 yards, I believe. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it goes up to 800 yards. So that's what this gun is designed to be able to do. If you know your range, you just dial it in because it's made for a specific load, which is not exactly this guy. I have some of the Black Hills. I have some of that ammo, but this stuff's a little bit cheaper, so we're gonna shoot it and see if it works. All right. So let's do this. We're gonna put 3 shots on paper, and then I don't have my camera down there. I'm just too excited to shoot. I just wanted to set it up. All right, so 3 shots on paper, and then we'll shoot 1 shot at the steel. All right. And we'll shoot off a bag from here, and then when we move back, I'll probably just use the bipod. All right, so here we go. We're zeroed out. We're ready to roll. All right, those are decent. I'll put in a picture of that. Remind me and I'll put in a picture of that, yeah. And then 1 shot on steel. Solid hit. All right. Got 1 more bullet in here. And we're going to move back to the 200. All right, here's the 200-yard shot. We're gonna do 3 shots on paper. Then I'm gonna have to move over a couple feet to get my 1 shot on steel. And we'll see where it gets. All right, so 3 shots on paper. And this is 200 yards. Okay. Actually, it's not quite at 200. It's at 200 yards to the steel. It's at about 175 to the target. move over a little bit. See the steel right about here. Move you guys over a little bit. Get out of the way. One shot on steel, 200 yards. A very awkward position. Smacked it. There we go. All right, so we're right at 284, 85 yards. All right, I can't shoot on the paper from here just because of the angle of the lane that was cut. But I will put, I'll try to put a 3 or 4 shot group on the steel, and we'll try to measure it from there. So this is right at, or just about at 300 yards, all right? So we are loaded, and let's roll. Okay. Low to the ground as you can. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. 285 yards. We'll shoot at the bottom of the plate. It's too easy. It is so easy. That is seriously too easy. You just put it on there, you put your crosshairs on there, and you pull the trigger and it flies. That is seriously not hard. All right. We'll go back down and check out. All right, I can't resist. While we're still up here, there is a 4-inch target. I got one of those Amazon for $20. It was like four 4-inch targets or something like that. 4 or 5-inch, I can't remember. But I put it out at 25 yards. Okay, we're gonna do some math in our heads. I put it out at 25 yards from 25, 50, and 75. 25 yards from the bench, and the bench is 125 yards from the target, from the steel. So if we back up all the way back here to 285, right? 285 minus the 25, so it's 265. 265, 165. So that target should be right at 165, okay? I was homeschooled, so if my math is wrong, then tell me about it. But 165 is gonna put us right almost at 200 yards, okay? All right, so if we're almost at 200 yards, just listen and see if we get a hit. At 100, at 165. Smacked it. A little bit high. So I wonder if I come back down and set this at 150. Right on. That is awesome. I am thoroughly being impressed by this whole setup, this whole system. It's not like one individual piece of this rifle is the best. Like, there are a lot of good parts on this, okay? And I'm sure you can make better rifles and stuff. I'm not going to get into that argument. But how the rifle is set up with everything that works together, it blows my mind how well this whole thing just works. All right, so let's go look at all that stuff and let's see what we did. All right, guys, so here we are walking down here. This is the target. Well, I'll show you where I was at first on this side. All right, way back up there on that lane. At the top of that lane, we were shooting all the way down here. Okay, see the target is right here. And this is where we hit. That first round that I said I estimated about 165, and there's only 4 clicks. 4? Get it? 4 clicks? There's only 4 clicks. In that first one, it should be about 175 that I put, was right here. I pulled it down to the 150 mark, put it right there. That, to me, that's that's not that far. 175, 150 yards, whatever. It's really not that far in the grand scheme of things. But to have the rifle built around that cartridge, built around that optic, built around the whole thing, to see it all work together and to see that's pretty freaking awesome. All right, and then we're gonna walk down, we're gonna look at the All right, and here's the 100 yards from when we did the 3-shot group. Whatever, I can make stupid excuses. I pulled one at the flyer, I don't care. That's pretty good group, okay? That's right over an inch, all right? These are 1-inch squares, whatever, however you wanna look at it, right over an inch, okay? Still pretty stinking good in my book. That was at 100. Then remember, we backed up to 200, and at 200, I could barely, you're not even gonna be able to see it, but I could barely look through and get an eye on this, okay? Make sure you can see this here. So I have 2 shots. I was aiming at this square here. I have 2 shots. I don't know where the third one went. I really don't know. These targets are kind of flappy. I'm not gonna make excuses necessarily, but I had 2 shots right there. So I don't know where that third shot went, so who knows what the actual group was. It's kind of an awkward situation or angle. Excuses. That's still within a kill radius of a deer, okay? And that's really what I'm worried about. All right, now I'm gonna walk down here. Remember I said that's the 100 yards. All right, everything's set up at the 100 yards, and then right down here, this is about 25 yards down. This is what we were shooting at for steel, okay? And I kind of got the first picture. This is kind of interesting, okay? So one of the first shots was here at 200, or at 100. At 200, I kind of shot next to it. All right, when I went back up to 300, my first shot was here, okay? My second shot was here, and I think I fired 2 more. If you look in here, you can see the shots, okay? Because that's obviously one, that's obviously another one, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are only 6. Should only be 6 impacts, okay? Which is still good. And you look at this is a fist size, okay? And you're looking all the way back down that lane. I think you can see it all the way back down that lane at just under 300 yards. And to me, that's respectable, okay? Seriously, that's just about the size of a deer's heart. And being able to dial in and get precise shots. I mean, I told you I was gonna aim at the bottom of the plate. Some of these jumped up a little bit. Not exactly sure what that was. I could have pulled it, or it could be whatever. But to say, yeah, I'm gonna aim at the bottom of the plate, and I'm gonna, whatever. I'm blown away. I'm loving this system. All right, let's do some. Okay, and for kicks, let's throw back in this freedom munition stuff, and we'll see if we can't ring steel. The same hold. Maybe just get another group with it. Sticking in my belly. Okay. All right, so our dope is at 275. 0 wind, holding center mass. We have a hit. Okay. Ain't just me. Now we're going to shoot the bottom right, the top target. So that was 3 rounds.
It does look like we have impact on paper.
Can't tell exactly what kind of impact, but I see impacts on paper. Okay, so if we were to, I'm trying to think in my head, if we're going to shoot high, that means that technically we could go back down and aim for 250. I'm going to try to shoot the leaf in the way. I'm going to shoot at the bottom right. Shoot at the bottom right target. I mean the top target, bottom left. And again. All right, so these are the targets that we got down there at the 300 or 285 yard, the furthest range that we had. Okay, and I had 3 groups on here, and as you can see, there's really only 2 groups. This is a one shot that I don't know what happened to the other 2 shots, so I'm not even going to count that. Something happened, I don't know what. And these were with the Freedom Munition 77 grain remanufactured stuff. Okay, I believe it's remanufactured. I don't have my box out here right now, but I think it was remanufactured. Anyway, it's the Freedom Munition 77 grain stuff. Both of these groups, and I measured them out. I don't have my the battery's not working, so I can't go to the hundredths place, whatever, you know, and get really defined groups or sizes, whatever you want to call it. So I just go to the tenths. So both of these are 3.9, right under a 4-inch group, at about 300 yards, 280 something yards, okay? Which is okay. If you're, I relate all of this stuff to hunting deer because I'm really in the deer hunting mood right now, because it's getting fall time and I'm getting all geared up and ready for that. But if you think, I'm aiming right here, okay? And the deer's vitals is like, it's substantial, okay? And it's heart. I try to always aim for the heart, and if you're aiming for the heart right here and you shoot a little bit high, that bullet still, it's going to fragment and it's going to get it. It's going to do what it needs to do at about 300 yards, 270 to 300 yards. And both of these, this was a little bit farther off, aiming down here, a little bit further off, but it still would have done the job. Okay. And what's interesting, okay, is when you look at this target, okay, this is the one, ignore these groups, okay, and just look at this one here. This is whenever I originally did my first cold bore 3-round shots, or three round group. Okay, I don't remember which one of these first. I have a theory, and I believe it's correct. Whatever, that your first round is going to have, it's not going to be as consistent as your follow up shots. Just from how you load the weapon and stuff like that, it kind of moves the bullet a little bit. That's a theory. I don't know, but I think it holds true. But basically, if you look at this, I'm aiming dead center, right? And I'm shooting just an inch high, okay? And I know we weren't exactly at 300 yards, right? But we were close to that. And so you're going to start to see, as something is only, you know, a half-inch group at 50 yards, that means it will relate to about a 1 inch at 100 yards. And you go up from there, at 300 yards, you're going to see something like this, to where at 100 yards, this 3 or nearly 4 shot group would probably be like more than like 1.5 or 1.25 or something like that, you know? And that directly relates to what we're seeing here. So it's just something fascinating to me. Thought that was interesting. But this is at the beginning of the day. I got this 1.1 inch group, which is right in line. It was just an inch high, right? And so I went back, and I don't remember which one I did first, but I did some adjustments, okay? And these are with the 77 grain free munition stuff, the same ammo. I did some adjustments, moved it around, and this is my last one. And this is right on, okay? If you triangulate that, you're right around in center, okay? You're shooting exactly where you need to be shooting, okay? And then after I confirmed it right here, okay, I just threw in some Black Hills and shot a 3-round group. And again, this is where I think, and I could be wrong, I wish I had the scope camera or the target camera to see which one of these is the first shot, but I would guess that the first shot is going to be the one that's kind of thrown a little bit. Either way, it doesn't matter. This is a sub MOA, sub inch group. It was a 0.8 inches, okay? And so all of these, this is the biggest one. No, this is the biggest one. A 1.8, 1.5, 1 inch, 1.1, and the best one actually. The one of the few times in my experiences that the high dollar thing comes ahead, and it came ahead at a 0.8 inch group. All right, and even that, you triangulate that, you're still within that that diamond. So it's still doing what it's supposed to be doing. All right. All right, guys, I hope that was interesting. I hadn't brought basically every time I go out, I do bring the Mark 12 just to shoot it and have fun with it and stuff like that. But I haven't really done any videos on it. Not any video. I've done some, but not a whole lot. Because I don't want to drown the channel with just this gun, even though to me this is really becoming one of my favorite guns, given the fact that, as you saw, if you dial in with these knobs what you're shooting, you know, if you know the distance and you dial it in, you're more than likely, as long as it's sighted in, you're going to hit what you're shooting at. Sometimes I mentioned that it has 4 clicks, that the scope is 4 clicks, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see really, but on here, all right, it has these markings, 1, 2, 3. So if you're at 300 yards, you would just move it up to the 3, and it has a 0 stop, so you can always go back to 0. It's a pretty cool little thing. But anyway, it only has increments of 4 per 100 yards. Okay, so if you're in between a 25-yard zone, so say your target was at, like I said, 165 or something like that, you're gonna have to figure out if you should go to the 175 or the 150. That's basically all I was talking about. But this rifle, I don't remember if I've actually broken it down and told you everything that was in it. You can go to any. This is about as spec as I can get it. Okay. The only thing really that's different is the lower. It's 80% lower that I milled out. Other than that, everything, every pin, every piece, every part is as true as I could get it to what the actual Mark 12. I may have said Mark 18 earlier. I don't know, but as true respect to what the Mark 12 Mod 1 can actually be, and that I can get it to. Okay, and I will be definitely be doing another video once the ATF approves my tax stamp and I can get my suppressor, and that will totally complete this build. Trying to think if there's anything else. If you have any questions about this, the Mark 12, there's a lot of other knowledgeable people out there. If you want me to run specific different kinds of ammo through it, and you're curious about something, you have a gun like this, and you want to see if it's worth buying X ammo, and you want me to try to test it and see if it's really worth it, by all means, hit me up and we'll try to do something like that. That would totally be awesome. I'm totally up for shooting this thing now that I can get out to just under 300 yards. I can get a little bit of a distance and kind of see, what the ammo is actually capable of doing. I will be taking this hunting. We'll be doing some videos of that, Lord willing, and we'll try to get some deer with it. So anyway, I hope that was enjoyable for y'all. As always, I love doing this stuff, so we'll catch you on the next one. Y'all be good, you be safe, and we'll see you in the next video.